Today I'm going to talk about redefining solution development. We are from Skybow. Skybow is a low-code platform that is now entering the AI space and therefore adding logical features to our low-code platform. When I say low-code, I talk about apps, which means forms and workflows. But let us start with a little story. Imagine you're starting your day. You start your day very quietly, everything is smooth, you have a little coffee, you have a good time, and then the first request comes in. Hey, can you update our contract management system and add a notice period, which is one field? It's just a small change. I think we all know that. It's just a small change. Is it really? And I'm not saying to you that it's your inability to solve this change request, but it's about time, complexity, and expectations. Everyone expects you to be quick. Everyone says, hey, it's just one field. Come on, do it. But 80% of your work is unseen. And I want to dive into that unseen work and how we can help you with that unseen work. Every change request follows specific set of things. So we start with decoding the request. Of course, when you get the request, most people don't understand what they really want. So you need to understand what does that really mean and how can I translate that. So you need to decode the request first. Then you need to understand the legacy code. There is an existing thing in place. You need to understand how that was built, and you need to understand how you can add something to that. Then you need to translate it into the existing syntax. So you need to say, hey, how can I make this work in this given context? And then in the end, you have to test it, you have to debug it, and you have to optimize it. What if this unseen work can be a prompt? So make legacy code talk back to you. Understand what is happening right now. I have this short video for you where we are in our contract management. We show you what was requested. So you want to add a new contract. You want to say, hey, this is the date it was signed. Then you have a start date. So when does the contract date start? And then you say, no, it doesn't have an end date, so it needs to be canceled. The cancellation mode is yearly, so it shows you, hey, the next possible cancellation date is this, so your deadline is 1 day before that. I want to dive into how was this built, how was this configured. Let us dive into our studio. This is the Skybow studio, and we are going to show you how this was built and how AI can help you understand it. So we are looking at the how was it configured. We're looking at the calculated field and we say, hey, this is the code, how it was done. And if you are like me, someone who doesn't really understand code, you understand nothing right now. So you need someone to tell you, hey, what is this and what does it do? So you go to the AI assistant, you choose explain expression. It's automatically filled and you say, hey, please explain to me what is happening there and how can I make changes to that? So the AI is thinking and then it gives me a clear report of what is happening in each step. So at first it tells you it's only relevant if there is no end date chosen, because if it has an end date, of course it doesn't need cancellation. Then what is the original end date? Subtract 1 month to calculate the possible cancellation and then correct for month length. Of course, you have the February, which is shorter. You have March. You have other months who are longer. So it needs to correct and say, okay, this is what we are going to do to calculate the possible cancellation. And then it gives you a really nice summary because, as I said before, I don't really understand code. So it even explains to me very shortly exactly what that code does. All right, then we go back and say, okay, now I want to do something because I got this request. Sarah was telling me, hey, I need this new field. So what does it do? We are still there. We know now what this code is doing. So what we are going to do now is we're going to write an expression according to Sarah's needs. So what we are going to say is, hey, please add this numeric field that is going to showcase how long of a cancellation period we have and also make it smart so that it's adapting to whatever input I give it. Then it immediately generates me some code. We can see, hey, is this the code that I really want? So I can, if I am a coder, which I told you I'm not, but if I am a coder, I can go into that, make changes, make adaptations, and then say, okay, this works for me. This adds exactly the field, the one point that was missing before, and I want to use that as my new code. So I am selecting it and saying, no, I don't need the old code anymore. I can insert the new code. And then, of course, I can check if this is what I want to do or if this is really working for me. It also explains in the code what it is really doing. And then I go back into my solution. I do the same thing that I did before. I say the date of signing was still the 20th of April. The start date is the 1st of May. I say no end date. I say cancellation is yearly. And then you see that there is a new field with a notice period of 1 month. And if I change the notice period, it also changes the deadline. And the automized reminders will be still sent out according to that new field. I know this is a very simple example, but it shows how easily AI can make living things that are being used, adaptable and changeable. What does that mean for you? It shows that you can have less frustration, you have more time, but you do not lose control. You still have the same level of control that you have before. Because it's integrated into our low-code platform, you can still do the same things you are able to do before. You just get to that result quicker. You can review existing stuff with AI. You can decide whether or not it is fitting to your needs or not. And then you can apply your AI-written code into your solution. So, what changes for you? AI, and I've mentioned that before, 80% of your work is unseen. AI will take over most of that unseen work, but you stay the decision maker. You are the one in charge and you are controlling it. I think that describes pretty well how this can help with existing solutions. But now I want to look a little bit further into the future. I want to give you a vision of what can happen and why we are here at Skybow calling ourselves the AI builder for SharePoint. What happens when AI builds whole solutions with you? Skybow, as I said before, is a low-code platform. This means we have thousands and 10,000s of solutions that are already built with our technology. What AI can do now is use those thousands of solutions as a reference point and learn from them. And that is very different from other tools because they are learning from stuff from the internet. Our AI is learning from existing, smart written, development-based solutions. And this will lead to you being able to create fully working solutions with just a prompt. So you can tell the AI, hey, build for me a contract management, and then into contract management will be automatically built. But as I said before, you stay in charge. That means the solution is being built, and on every step, you can go into our low-code platform, make adaptations, use the AI that is also integrated into our platform, and change it with prompts, make it understand, and even optimize it inside of our platform. So I think you get the full picture, full control, but still very, very quick and easy AI-built solutions. And I want to stress this. We say AI builds it with you. It doesn't build it for you. So you stay in control and you are the one in charge of making changes if those changes are needed.